Joe, you look splendid.
Well, I feel perfectly miserable with 19 hairpins all sticking straight into my head. But dear me, let us be elegant or die.
Our next film is an adaptation of one of the most beloved novels ever written, and it also features one of Katharine Hepburn's earliest roles. And you can watch it for free on the new free streaming app, MoMeToo. From RKO in 1933 and directed by George Cukor, this is Little Women. I'm Harry Marks. You can find me on TikTok at Lobby Intros as the host of the classic film history channel, Let's All Go to the Lobby. Little Women stars Hepburn as Jo March, the second oldest of 4 sisters, with dreams of becoming a famous author. She and her siblings come of age in Concord, Massachusetts, as they face love and loss both during and after the American Civil War. This version of Little Women is actually the 3rd adaptation of Louisa May Alcott's 1860s novel. The first 2 were silent films made only a year apart, once in 1917 and again in 1918. Cukor had previously directed Hepburn in her first film role as Sidney Fairfield in 1932's A Bill of Divorcement. He'd seen her in a screen test at RKO and knew right away what she was capable of. Studio head David O. Selznick, however, wasn't impressed. He didn't think she was pretty enough to take the lead. But Cukor fought for her and won. He loved working with her, appreciating her ideas for the characters she played, while also understanding the vision Cukor was trying to bring to life. For Little Women, the director wanted to explore the concepts of family and sacrifice. The March sisters are close, yet often find each other at odds in their professional and romantic desires. But when one of them finds herself at death's door, there isn't anything they wouldn't do to be there for one another during such a difficult time. Family and sacrifice were common themes in a number of Cukor's films, including 1935's David Copperfield and 1954's A Star is Born. Rounding out the rest of the sisterly cast is Joan Bennett as Amy, Frances Dee as Meg, and Jean Parker as Beth, all of whom would go on to have extensive acting careers over the next 2 decades. But I want to highlight one member of the cast with a unique tie to Cukor, Selznick, and Little Women in particular. Olin Howland was an often uncredited character actor who appeared in both the 1937 version of A Star is Born, produced by Selznick, and the 1954 remake directed by Cukor. Selznick performed uncredited rewrites on the latter film as well. In Little Women, Howland plays schoolteacher Mr. Davis, a role he would reprise once more in the 1949 version starring Elizabeth Taylor and June Allison, wearing the exact same costume he'd worn 16 years prior. In fact, Selznick was originally supposed to produce this film, just as he had done in 1933, but he wound up selling the script to MGM instead. His 1946 Western drama Duel in the Sun had cost him millions to produce and only broke even. He wasn't ready to take on such a big project just yet. But you can see his efforts and Cukor's right now, starring Katharine Hepburn, Joan Bennett, Frances Dee, and Jean Parker. From RKO Radio Pictures, this is 1933's Little Women, now playing for free on MoMeToo.